Blessings, my beautiful people. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? I wanted to come on and talk to all of my service-based business professionals. Right. So, hey, everybody. I came in earlier to give some general love, but right now I want to come in and talk to the service-based. So all of my stylists, all of my massage therapists, everyone that works with their hands, everyone that their business is contingent upon giving a service to another, this is for you. Being a serial entrepreneur and having multiple streams of income is not something that we just think of or you should do. It's something that is necessary for any industry. And today I come on to just give a couple tips when working with service-based clients on things to know, like what all am I leaving on the table? If I am a service-based provider, what are some of the things that my clients need that I do on a consistent rotation? Blessing Shalonda, blessing Sharina. What are some of the services or the processes and procedures I do on every single client that is repetitive, that comes in contact with me? What is a product that I can offer that can substitute one of the other products that I am using consistently on a client, right? Let me tell you, one of the reasons why I came up with Curl Formation is because it is an amazing product that is designed for any kind of curl pattern, but especially my 4A, B, and C type curl pattern clients, those that are based on our epidemic of balding clients. A lot of African American women are faced with the decision to go natural. And a lot of times our discouragement of looking for products that can hold our curl consistently throughout the day, with especially in Florida, places that have high humidity, I was like, listen, this is something that's not going to stop. A lot of African American based women, based on the chemicals, are no longer agreeing with our body. A lot of us are having hormonal changes. A lot of us are dealing with medications that are interacting with the relaxers. A lot of us are dealing with a lot of different just medical conditions that are no longer agreeing with the chemicals. So a lot of being in the industry for 20 years as a stylist, I said, well, listen here, I am recommending a lot of my clients, for them to sustain healthy hair, they're going to have to go natural. And then one of the biggest questions that I have is, what can I use on my hair to keep it from frizzing back up, or I don't know what to do. So I developed Curl Formation because it's a product that every single natural client, it doesn't matter if I'm doing a twist out. I mean, I have sister locks, right? And it doesn't matter if I'm doing a twist out. It doesn't matter if I am doing a 2-strand twist, any type of natural styling, dreads. The product is going to allow the moisture to get in the hair. The product is going to allow the client to keep their natural hair without losing the process of being able to enjoy their natural hair while they're wearing it. So I came up with Curl Formation. As a natural stylist, that's one of the products that I will use on the majority of my clients. So why not design and develop a product or that is catering to your specific type of clientele that can provide a solution for their need? In this season, creativity is going to determine your wealth. How creative are you? Are you thinking outside of the box, or are you thinking the same thing everyone is thinking? We want to be creative in our movement. That's why God designed each one of us to have several gifts, right? So he allowed us to be able to, blessings everybody that's coming on in. If you're in a service-based business, I'm giving some tips on ways that we've been leaving a lot on the table throughout the process, and ways that you can now move forward during this time and come up with some strategies. Try out some natural testings while you're home. Create a product that can actually solve a problem and can be a solution for your particular clientele, your strategic clientele market. You want to also get so crystal clear on who are your clients. It's a difference between customers and a clientele. Customers are people that come in just either generally, blessings generally, or just by referral. So it's not on a consistent basis. One thing I worked on from being a stylist full-time for the last 14 years is I customized my clientele, meaning that I had a guaranteed amount of individuals, meaning numbers that I would see on a weekly basis, meaning that I catered to their every need, meaning that we were a match. Everyone is not a match. Every dollar is not a good dollar. Everybody is not they will not be a part of your clientele. So what I learned and I tried to teach other stylists is create a base, meaning that what do you want to be known for? If you're in a service-based business, what sets you aside from everybody else? When things go bad or things are going bad in people's life, the quickest thing they get into is service-based business. So what puts me aside? What makes me different, right? So one of the questions you want to ask yourself is what makes you different from everybody else doing what you do? Because that's what's going to set you aside from the masses, right? The second thing is you want to cultivate and create some type of product that you can offer every client that walks in your door, because it's something that you consistently utilize, or you're able to, if it's not even a product that you create, you need to be retailing it at your place of business. If it's a product that I'm all about both, creating retail products and custom services, because I'm about being a producer. You don't want to just be a consumer, you want to be a producer, right? So you want to produce a product that can eliminate one product that you're already offering that you don't own from your particular brand. So that way you're able to maximize and create a customization, meaning that you're catering to your specific client's need. It's coming from your direct portal, meaning that you know the ins and out of this product. I tell people, don't invest in things that you don't know anything about. So by you creating this product, you created it. I created the product out of a personal experience, meaning that I was natural. I was an African-American woman. I've been doing hair for over 20 years. I've been seeing the consistent questions natural clients are asking over and over and over again. I've been going to events and people looking in the mirror and figuring out, oh my gosh, my hair is not lasting. So I created curl formation. The same thing with a lot of the things that you do naturally. You don't think that it's a gift. I'm sure the world consistently asks you for that particular gift. You need to have a checking cart, like a checkout cart next to it. What are the main 3 things people come to you for? A lot of times it's not that we lack gifts, it's we lack structure and we lack systems. And when you lack structure and you lack systems, it's no way for your continuous overflow of exchange to happen, because the main thing is getting to the masses, meaning outside of your current environment, meaning the people you already know. The people that are truly going to bless your business are people you've never met. And that means creating a product and a service that can far outreach your physical hands, right? So that's what I worked on. And that's what I want to encourage you all to do during this time. If you're in a service-based business, figure out what all have you been previously leaving on the table. Meaning that, have you gone down the top 3 products that you use or you recommend to every customer? What is one of them that you know that you can work towards you creating that same type of product that is customized, and even tweaking it and adding in to make a special formula? Second of all, you want to really hone in on who are your ideal clients. Everybody is not your ideal client. You want to hone in on who are the people that I resonate with, that my story resonates with, that my energy resonates with, that when I leave and encounter them, there is no physical draining, right? That will allow you to enjoy doing it on a consistent basis, right? See, the goal is not to work. See, they've programmed us into thinking that when you need more or you need money, you need to work more. And that was a lie. The goal is to not work, meaning that the Bible tells us if we do it from the heart space, we won't be burnt out and overworked. So when we're doing something and getting tired, that means that we are lacking a proper structure that's structure, and we're lacking systems. If you're getting burnt out doing what you love, that means that you're lacking structure and you're lacking systems in place. That means that you have not gotten it to the point that you can actually duplicate your effort. And that's going to eliminate you being able to create wealth out of what your gifting is, what it's designed to do. Every gift is designed to create wealth for you. If you learn the different components necessary to make it work for you, if not, it's going to work against you, right? So your very gifting can work against you if you don't know what's really going on, right? If you're just looking at just the basics of let me just do it, you can only do that for so many years, and you can only do that for a certain amount of time throughout the day, right? And the goal is to buy back your time. So the goal is for us to learn how to use our intellectual property, right? Your brain. How can I cultivate what I love to do and be able to offer it to people that actually value it, and then be able to multiply that same experience to an endless amount of people? So that makes us go out to think outside the box, and that makes us have to get a system in place and create structure in our lives, right? And we need both of those. So when you have a systematic approach to what you're doing, meaning repetitively, you can create the outcome. Now you're talking. Now you can work with multiplication, because wealth is created by multiplication. You will never get wealthy working. You will get wealthy when you're able to cultivate, meaning that create multiple ways of doing what you've already been doing manually, right? So that's how wealth is created. When you can start creating multiple ways of doing something that you were doing manually, then you can extract yourself out of it. But if you leave yourself on level one, which we've seen for many years, people do good work for a very long time, and that was it. That's where it stopped at. They physically worked doing that their whole time. They kept all their stuff to themselves. I'm not going to let nobody else learn what I'm doing. And they left up out of here with the base level of living, gifting, giving, and receiving, because this is an energetic exchange. When you realize that nobody can take what God has for you, when you realize that even if somebody stole what you got, they cannot do it the way that He designed you to do it, it will free you up out of the rat race, right? If you allow yourself to believe that you are supposed to have exactly what the Lord has deemed for you to have, and you're willing to be creative and because we all got fingerprints, right? We all have fingerprints that are different. And that's because even if we created the same similar item, it's still going to be different, because my point of view and perspective of what this is and what I need in it is going to be different from your point of view and perspective of what it is. And that's why you don't worry about the left or the right looking at nobody. You work on your inside space so that God can show you what you need to do, that He has developed for you just to do based on your experiences, your background, your genetics. Everything is going into this package that only you can produce, right? That's right. This is the thing. We're in a season that if you choose to not be different, it's going to be hard for you. If you choose to neglect knowing thyself and knowing thy work, it's going to be thy worth. It's going to be very hard. And the whole opportunity in this so-called opposition type of situation is for you to take just take on the opportunity to get to know who God has only customized you to be, because nobody can be a better you than you, right? So the more you find out that you're actually amazing at, and that the world is asking of you, is the more that you can create some structure in your life. Slow it down. He's given us the opportunity to slow it down. Everybody been talking about they busy for I don't know how long. Well, here you go. You asked for it, and now you know this is the package. You wanted to slow down. You wanted time to work on you and find out other strategies for your family and things that you can do. You wanted time to get a budget. You wanted time to be able to clean up your house and get organized. You wanted time to create peace around you. Well, here you go. Here we all go. And now we have an opportunity to see what all have we been leaving on the table before. Listen, let me go through my portfolio. What am I missing? Okay, so based on my portfolio, because that's another thing, how diversified is your portfolio? Did you put all your cookies in one basket? Did you put all of your in the same pot? But if not, if you have a diversified portfolio, meaning that what all do I have? What is the hand that I have been dealt? Let me learn everything about my hand so I know how to play it. I don't need to focus on you or nobody else. I need to focus on learning my own gifts and master. It's about self-mastery. No one can take anything from you if you know exactly what you have. Nobody. So that's the beauty of it. So right now, during this season, for all of those that are in the industry, because I'm in the beauty industry, I'm in the construction industry, I'm in the coaching industry, I'm in the speaking industry, I'm in the product creation. Like I make sure, and now I'm in the stock industry. Like let's get this investing going, baby. Let's really figure out how can we create generational wealth for our family, the ones that the Bible told us, the kids after you is what you're really doing and setting the way for right now, if you are one of the ones that are willing to hear and be creative. So right now, look at areas in your life that lack structure. Right now, look at things that you are doing that needs a system so that you can duplicate your efforts and then start eliminating yourself out of the equation. The goal is for you not to work forever and not see the fruits of your labor. The goal is for you to learn self-mastery and to learn how to cultivate your gifts and create it so that the world, the masses, can enjoy what blessing you have to offer this world. And only you can do that. So figure out ways that need to be adjusted, things in your life, like do I need to get up earlier so that I can give myself, some meditation time, I can walk, I can eat better, my prayer life. Like self-mastery is what the whole point of you being here was all about. It has nothing to do with the circumstances that we see here and there, because God is going to bring you out of all of it. He wants you to gain better perspective. That's why the Bible says, be ye changed by the renewing of the mind. Whatever all stuff that tried to interfere and get in your way, you're now having the opportunity to take the mask off and look at the reality of what's really going on and how do you want to see yourself be represented on this earth. It's how you choose to see yourself show up. Only you can transform. And listen, transformation is the beauty of the process, and we all have to learn it, right? So if we choose to learn exactly what our gifting is, what this world is, all the world needs is love. All the world needs is what? Love. And all the world needs is what? Love. Because in the space of love is peace. In the space of love is multiplication, because it never ends. In the space of love is continuous clarity and creation. In the space of love. So if we just focus on our heart space, if we just calm down, quiet down, if we allow ourselves to hear what the Lord has to say, He will give you your next step. He will open the next door for you. He will make way for you. He will put your mouth in in many mouths of many powerful men and women across this world. He will allow you to be able to what? Multiply, because that's the whole goal. He says be fruitful and multiply. He was not talking just about kids. He was saying about the goodness of Him shining through. Like He needs that multiplied in every gift you have. Like when the people, because we are the church, when the people see you outside of the four walls, they need to still see the Lord. They need to still say, listen here, where do you go? Like I want some of that. Like your light is still supposed to shine through the simplest things. And that requires us in this season to see ways that we can provide structure in our lives and systems to multiply a lot of our efforts without us manually always doing it. Because that, my friend, is why a lot of individuals are panicking right now. And that goes, we're all in this together. We're all in this. If we haven't learned anything else, it's that we all in this together. If we haven't learned anything else, nobody can escape the evolution of life. No one. So what are ways in my life that I need to tweak? Do I need a better prayer life? Do I need a better routine? Do I need healthier eating habits? Do I need to cultivate a more evolved circle of people that I involve myself with? Do I need to read more? Do I need to clean my house? Like, what are things in your life to help you create more structure and to create systems so that your gifting can get out to the masses? And that way, you're able to touch on more, because the things in which, like, whatever leaves your hand never leaves your life, right? So even in the creation of gifting and products and services or offering, if you can do it for somebody else, I'm sure you can do it for you. I'm not saying everybody's meant to be self-employed, but what I am saying is the Lord allowed us all to be multipliers of whatever gifts, and it's up to you how you choose to get your gifting to the world, right? Because there's so many ways now. We have technology, we have so much working for us. So do your part, be the light in the world, do your part to continuously evolve, to figure out what makes you different. That's the whole goal. Just figure out yourself. We don't have to focus on nobody else. Just focus on you. And figure out ways that you can use your intellectual property. And in order to do that, we have to sacrifice some time to learn more, to invest in more, and to invest in ourselves, to be able to create a platform to position us to be able to acquire more as well. You just don't get. You have to have foundations. It's not to say you have to have, but I would advise you to have a way that allows, a multitude of ways for the world to bless you and to be a part of your gifting. So if I can say anything to anybody else, like, listen, we are all in this together, all my service-based individuals, that, no one knows how long this is going to last, but be prayerful, surround yourself in peace, and figure out what makes you different. What makes you different? Because people are buying a story. People are buying the connection they have to you. What's your story? Have you learned how to package it up? Have you learned how to multiply it in so many different ways? Because your story is actually what it makes you creative. Like, the lens in which you look out of is based on your story. The lens in which you choose to see your self-worth, to see, in the future, the magnitude in which you're able to do and wanting to do and to go far, to put the effort for, is based on your story. And if you actually believe, it's self-belief. Do you believe you deserve what you say you deserve? When you believe what you're talking about, things happen. When you believe what you're saying, like, actually really believe it to the point that you don't have to convince anybody else, that we don't even need to have a conversation on this anymore, that's when it changes. So let's work on really honing in to know what really makes me different. What's my story? Like, Lord, everybody in the Bible had a story. If they didn't have a story, we wouldn't even know who they are today. The whole point of you being amazing is for you to get a story. What's your story? Because your story is not about avoiding trying times. It's not about, I told you I've lost it all 3 times. And one thing I learned from losing it all, from bankruptcy, foreclosure, listen here, you get back up to a close to 800 score. Listen here, you get multiple blessings. You know exactly who to call, how to talk. You know exactly what all you need to bring. You know how to show up to the table because you were willing to lose it all. Listen, you don't know, if you're not willing to go through it, you cannot have the level of faith within yourself that's required for your journey. You got to be willing to do it. Listen, folks. Listen, like all the real people, let's rise up. Like, listen, because this is the only thing that's going to do the set aside. When the purging process happens, when the Bible tells you it does the separation, it is going on nothing but the heart space and the mind space. That's the 2 things that do the separation in this earth. The mind and the heart. Those are the 2 things that separate. When you start really doing the real, like truly seeing what, the real, it goes based on the mind and the heart space. So focus on your mind and focus on healing your heart so you can actually believe what you're saying, and you can walk what you talk, and you can actually qualify to receive what the Lord has already set in place for your life. So the heart space, blessings, Queen Kikisa, Miss Beautiful Living. But listen, hello Andromeda, hello Mike Felix, blessings, Mr. Love. Listen, this is time. Listen, this is the transfer season. Are you ready? This is the season everyone has been praying for. This is bear season. It's either are you ready to go in? It's everybody. They're not going to keep anything for anybody. It's for those that know what the deal is. This is the season you've been waiting on. So let's play ball. It's not about just folding at the first sign of adversity. It's about being willing to buckle down. Yeah, it's bear season. It's time to get it. Are you positioned to get this money? Listen, now everybody, don't know. Get creative. Think outside the box. Listen, this is the time to diversify your portfolio. This is the time to literally, whatever was your family's plan, this is the time to work your plan. But once again, that is for those that have an ear to hear, because they've already been doing the work, right? That's the beautiful thing about life. Nobody can outdo anybody, because your journey is your journey. I can't take what's for you. Even if I told you the same stock to invest in, even if I told you what meeting to show up in, only you can play your hand. I can't play it for you. So that's why everybody don't need no more hookups. This is the real recognized real season. What's in you? That's right. What is in you? It's going to come out. Whatever's in you. That's why I was telling individuals through listen, I'm no better than nobody. But what I ain't is a fool. And what I do know how to do is multiply, right? What I do know how to do is think outside the box. What I do know how to do is look at the big picture. What I do know how to do, and I think this to my ex-boyfriend, was allow me to, my emotions are out of, there is no emotion in business. There is no, like, scared money don't make money. So if you are you in a scarcity mindset, you eliminate the opportunity. You eliminate the opportunity to be able to really receive in this season. Scarcity does not exist. It's money everywhere. It is opportunity everywhere. Because guess what? You created. When you start believing in yourself, it is no more, oh, should I do it? No, I'm showing up to the room. And how about, I'm not even sitting in the back. I'm sitting in the front row. How about that? How about that? Listen, this is the season. You don't have to say nothing from here on out. You're going to listen. How each person move is going to show you exactly what you're working with. Listen, I gotta stop saying listen, but I get very passionate. I'm sorry, but listen, I am in a season where I'm so grateful to be. Hello, Mr. Marcelin. So grateful to be connected to each and every one of you. I know that this is one of the best seasons of our lives. Mark my word. No, we don't know what's about to happen, and we're not trying to figure it out. But what we do know how to do is be creative, make sure structure is in our lives, and to make sure we have systems in place, right? Structure in our lives, systems in place, right? And being what? The major thing is being creative. How creative are you? How comfortable are you within yourself to walk by yourself, right? When the season comes to literally play ball, do you know how to catch? Do you know how to bat? Do you know how to throw? That's right. That's right. Like, listen, this is the season. Right. You see me here? Right. I'm so sorry. It's the best season of our lives. I'm over here showing like 55 teeth. I'm like, listen. It's our season. Listen. I'm so stuck on that verse in the Bible says, for all that have an ear to hear, they go hear. Like for all that got an ear to hear, listen. It's 10-4 checkmate time. Listen, run the play, coach. Let me in the game. That's right. How comfortable are you within yourself to walk by yourself if you have to? Like the Bible says, you must be willing to forsake all. Like, we don't want to have those uncomfortable conversations, but you have to know who's on. Like, you have to know who's who. Everybody with the same uniform ain't on the same team. You better believe that, baby. Everybody with the same uniform on is not on the same team. Blink, blink. But it requires discernment for that. It requires discernment. It requires you being willing to be by yourself for seasons when the Lord was trying to cut, some of that stuff away, and you weren't holding on to things that were going to hold you back, especially in this hour. Did you let all the weight go? Did you let all the dead weight go? Hopefully you were listening and you let all the dead weight go, because this is the season where we're going to be running together, but we don't need nobody that ain't using their own two legs and their own 2 feet. We don't need nobody that's not willing to run, even if your bunion hurting, even if, listen, you ready to put in. This is time to do the work. And for those that have been working hard all day life, this is cruise control season. It ain't nothing gonna change. Nothing is going to change. Don't you love when the Lord allow you to create your own norm? You create the norm in your life. So if you are already a hard worker, if you were one of the ones that they thought was crazy, if you were one of the ones that was pushed aside, that said, listen here, XYZ, no, you were in on-the-job training for a time such as this, right? He said all of them will, right? Listen, those that hear, they already done heard. It's called 10-4. Hopefully they let the dead weight go. Hopefully they did. I'm like, hopefully they did. I don't know, Mr. Marcelin. Hopefully they let the dead weight go. Hopefully they were willing to read a book. Hopefully. But this is the season, because I wanted to come on and talk for service based. I know I've been in the industry for 14 years. We do hair. I do coaching. I own a construction company. I am literally, I tell people when I go to the job sites and they're like, you're such a people, like, how to get along with, what prepared me for that? Doing hair prepared me to learn every kind of energy person I could ever meet. So every job you do, it is not the means to your end. God might have you doing one thing for 10 years, another thing for 5 years, but all of it was to lead up to this year, right? So if you don't knock where you are in the lessons in which you're supposed to learn for doing so many different things, that's what makes you colorful. If you're willing to adjust. I remember working at one of the group homes once, and just the lessons I've learned from that was not my end, but it surely taught me some valuable tools that I can pull out the toolbox right now. Listen, what career are you in that you're saying, I'm tired of being here, but it's something you need to learn from that environment for your later, that's right, for your later adventure, right? Everything is the means to our end. Nothing is ever finite. And I don't want to be the whole do the same thing. That's not my personality. I am a person that I love to be able to be of use in many spaces. Like if I wouldn't have gone through watching somebody leave up out of here, my hand and me walking them through the shadow of death, I would not value being able to talk to somebody in a moment of need, that you can shift their mindset, because your will to live is everything. Your will to live is everything. So I've seen it once they say I'm done, they are done. But I've seen it when they said, I'm going to live and I shall not die. I've seen them live and not die. But those special moments is what taught me and how I'm going to be very effective on the playing ground when I got to speak life into people. I knew it was going to be a season where, listen, you got to be the one to help somebody. They if they don't hear something positive right now, the enemy surely is on a mission to isolate them, to get all these crazy thoughts in their heads, then to get them around those leech suckers, then to drain them emotionally, mentally, physically. And you can forget about the money. As long as all that is in the way, you sure can't make no money. So as long as they caught up in their emotions, as long as they caught up in their head, as long as they got people that's doing nothing around them, as long as all that's, hey, you can forget about money. You can forget about financial freedom. You can forget about buying your time. If it can distract you with all that other stuff, you can forget about what's really going on. Listen, I got them distracted. They over there talking about what's happening on Bravo, and they over there know everything on Instagram and know nothing about the stock market. They don't know nothing about the housing market. They went to events, but they didn't know who was at the events. They was really in school and about to get a certificate of completion. They were really in school and about to get a certificate of completion. Blessings, classmate. Listen, that's when you look around and be like, don't be one of them. You about to get a certificate of completion, baby. That mean you done showed up this whole time, didn't know what you was doing. They finna give you a good certificate of completion for this life. Listen, don't be one of them. Listen. Don't be one of them. If we go read the Bible, if we go believe in the Lord, if we are going to evolve and change and grow, and if you're one of the ones, it's not about getting money, because we always, listen, I done made plenty of money and don't know where it is today. Money is not the issue. It's about your mindset. It's about being willing to have those uncomfortable assessments within yourself. It's not about getting the money. Money everywhere. It's plenty ways to make money. It's about self-belief. Do you believe in yourself enough to show up and walk in that room and say, listen here, they not doing me no favor. I know I done put in the work. Listen, I don't care what. I'm going to breathe deep. I don't care if my voice shake on this mic. Listen, I'm going to tell my truth, and we are literally going to exit. Listen, this is what this time is about. Are you willing to authentically be who God has designed you to be? Are you going to dummy down? Are you going to shrink down because you are with small-minded people? Or are you still going to boldly say, I'm a multi-millionaire, my kids are billionaires, I got billionaire babies and they ain't even here yet? That's right. But are you going to minimize it because they're uncomfortable hearing you say that? Because they don't believe it for themselves, and they're still dealing with financial issues generationally from their family. So for you to believe and see yourself in that light, they want to first tell you to humble down when, no, I'm supposed to boldly declare what the Lord has told me I am. I don't work too hard for me to be who I even am today, for me to shrink down for you. Who are you? You're irrelevant. Those are people that are triggering from your lower vibration. They are the ones that's mimicking echoes of the stuff you done made it up out of. Listen here, it's time for the real ones to stand up. Listen, you done fought too hard to be the amazing man or woman that you are today for you to shrink down in this hour. This is the time, baby. That's right. You done fought too hard. Listen, they can't tell you in this season what you are, where you are to go. You knows who you are. You know, listen, when you walk in this room from here on out, you better hold your head up high. You better show all 55 teeth, and you better know that they're not doing you no favor. You done did the work. You wouldn't have got to the door if it wasn't your season, right? Listen, you done put in the work for this hour. You've done with the blessings, Queen Adrienne, blessings, sister. You have put in the work for this season. So when these opportunities come, because remember, you got to go low before you go high. So you know you got when you're used to how this thing called warfare been going on a long time. When you know when that big old thing tried to take you out, when your blood pressure was acting up, when you thought you was about to die, when the people all around you was crumbling down, when you lost all your money, when you had to start from the ground up, all of that was that propel backwards, right? To get you ready to do this what? That's right. You can't go further if you didn't go back. You gotta, he's doing this whole, he's doing this whole effect with our lives. Listen, in order for it to show up, it has to come out of nowhere. That's when the miraculous happens, and this is the playing field for all of those that you fought too hard to be here to now. Use your creative energy. Use your hand. Play your card, sis. Listen, you fought hard to get them certifications. You fought hard to get them degrees. You fought hard to be the only chocolate sister or brother in the room. You fought hard to keep your mind together and to tell you are more than a conqueror. You fought hard to say that I am made in the image of the Lord. It fought hard for you to even believe those lines. It fought hard for you to even believe that the Lord could love somebody like you, because all you knew was conditional love, right? See, if you fought hard to even believe the words that you now have to know within your soul for you to ever shrink down in this season. Come on now. This is the moment. This is the moment. Blessings, cousin. Blessings, cousin. Mr. Lee Bell. Listen, this is the season that you will see the things that your great grandmothers was praying for back in the days. Listen, you are not just here just because. They knew exactly who to send in this hour. They knew who was going to get it done for the family in this hour. It's time for you to rise up. They knew all the ones that was the black sheeps and pushed aside, and you weren't bullied for a reason. For no reason. You weren't devalued at that point in your life for you not to learn how to love yourself on another level for not just any kind of reason. You had to go through that to be able to be ready for this season. That's when you thank all of them, even the ones that wanted you to even think you believe that you was less than. That's when you thank them for it. I want to send every last one of the people that hurt me as a child, as an adult. I want to thank. Like, if I could send them fruit baskets right now, I would send them fruit baskets right now. Cause see, listen. This little chocolate sister wouldn't be the colorful person that she is without them. I think every last one of them. Thank you so much. Thank you. And my favorite word is thank you kindly. Thank you kindly. Thank you. Thank you so much. Blessings to you, right? Like this is the time, right, sis? My brothers, this is the time to work your plan. Yes, everyone is going to have to put in the work. That's the beauty of it all, because if you've been putting in the work, it's no big deal. Listen, if you were willing to start from the bottom, it's no big deal right now. If you were willing to lose it all before, it's no big deal right now. It's nothing no different. The only thing is you got to believe in yourself. You have to be creative. You got to listen for discipline. You got to want the discipline. See, that's when you know you've grown, when you want it. When you be like, Lord, give me whatever I need to be able to fully walk in whatever you predestined for me to be able to walk in, Lord. Lord, please allow me to be the vessel that gets to shine through the way that you have put the purpose for me to shine forth in, right? That's when you say, Lord, make me, he's the potter, you are the clay. Make me into the child of God that you've destined me to be, Lord. Make me a believer of what I am saying out my mouth. Like you, and when it gets to the point that you really believe without a shadow of a doubt your worth, what you do for the world, what you know you are to be, and your responsibility to it, listen, that's when it all starts, right? Until then, you just get a certificate of completion. Only until then, because now you have to put in the work. The rebuilding process, when the Lord got to purge you and crush you of your ego and your pride, that normally you're going to lose a whole lot of stuff in that process. That is just not a handover. Normally, before we even get to our first level of surrender, that thing, you done lost a whole lot. Everything you thought you knew is gone now, like everything. But that's the beauty of the process. When you know the process, it's a little bit easier when the humps and bumps of life. It's not that it isn't harder. It's just it's going to happen regardless. But you just think, he done gave you some resources to reflect on. He's like, okay, I don't know. I done worked her out of some stuff. So I know right now she shouldn't be around here. She should know like it is what it is. Whatever I get, like, it's going to work out for my good. So whatever I need to learn, I will learn. Whatever I got to go through, I would go through. Look at all my classmates. Blessings to you. Yeah, it's go season. Listen, this is the time that your great-great-grandparents wish they wish they could see how the Lord is about to bless his people. They wish they could see it. Listen, he's coming with the blessings of the blessings. He's coming with the blessings that, listen, we thought were so big and out of reach and out of touch. He's now presenting them to us. Like the delivery of the packages, they don't never look like what we think it is. It normally comes in other ways. But the season of service-based individuals, our creativity is what's going to set us aside. The wealth is created in structure, systems, and creativity. How creative can your company be? What makes you different? Who is your ideal audience? What does that look like? How do you want to move forward? What's the level in which you want to give towards your journey? Like, those are the things we should be assessing during this season. Get clear. It's quiet outside. You can actually hear a little bit better now. Like, this is the time, right? Listen, when I think about that, because I keep saying, listen, I'm telling myself, y'all, I'm so sorry. The next time when I'm saying something, I might do a little bit better with all my listens. But I think those listeners keep coming in my head because I'm listening at the same time, right? Each one teach one a better way. What are the top 5 things? I want to tell you all one thing that has helped me tremendously shift into another, my next season. I wrote down the 10 things that continuously frustrated me over the last 10 years. And then I wrote down the 10 people that I consistently deal with on a consistent basis and the value they added to my life. Based on those 10 things that I consistently was frustrated with, I had to have a solution right next to it. So I wrote down a direct solution for every single one of those items that I consistently, because like I refuse to go into another decade dealing with the same stuff over and over and over again. So I chose to create an actual solution, and I was responsible for executing that and allowing that to no longer come up in my life, because life is about cycles. What you choose not to face, you will repeat, right? So those things in which you consistently see is because you have not provided a solution for it. So I put myself in a position that I knew I was responsible for this next season of my life. And this next season of my life is going to be things that I've never seen in my life. Therefore, I must be responsible to execute solutions to things that I continuously see so that I can now get entrance into my next season, right? I knew that was necessary. So I knew even if I did all the tangible stuffs and certifications and got the money, and if I did not allow myself the responsibility to deal with the things that I consistently was seeing over and over and over in my life, then I am saying that I'm not really ready, even though I'm standing at the door saying open it. So I put myself through boot camp. Like, that's what I say. When you start wanting discipline, when you start creating and saying, I need structure, now you starting to talk. The very things in which the world run from is what they need. You can't evolve without those processes. So I started going towards the things in which I used to run from. No, give me that. Let me deal with that. Let me let it sit right here in front of me and let me address it. So then I need to create a solution for it, and I must be responsible for following through with that. And that's when my life started changing on another level, right? And during this time, what are the 10 things that you consistently would like to not deal with again, because they are only looking for solutions? That's all it's looking for. When a solution is provided, it no longer has power in your life. That's the beauty of it. When we choose not to address things, like if I need to save more, okay, well then I need to deal with this. If I want to stop dealing with this type of energy person that does not follow through with their words, or I'm consistently seeing that I'm dealing with this type of thing, then what systems or what routine do I not have in place to combat that, so this no longer is something I'm talking about in my spirit? Even if I'm not saying it to anybody, I'm still addressing it over and over and over again in my spirit, which is not allowing me to free up, because abundance needs space to go into. So I need to free up my soul in ways that I can allow it to truly come in, because it can't come into an over flooded area with a bunch of garbage. It does not. It's a conflict of interest. So you must allow yourself to expand to the point that you have a place now that the abundance can now reside in, right? You have fruitful ground. Your thought processes, your heart space is fruitful ground now to be able to grow and let this thing start working for you. And that's one thing I've learned throughout this process and learning, because it's never like we are forever students. It's never I've made it or I've evolved. No, it's a continuous process, because a lot of things are addressed at different seasons of our lives, because if the Lord showed us all one at one time, it'll be too much. But I will tell you that everything you've been praying for is right in front of you. I will say that, because that is for each and every one of us. It's here. It ain't coming no more. We are in it. So this is your time to pause, assess how you want to see yourself moving forward. This is the year of your foundation for the rest of your life. In this moment, you have the opportunity to address and assess everything necessary for you to fully walk into your destiny. So this is the moment where what's in you is about to come out. So allow God to allow a place of fertile ground throughout this process, whatever he's doing, because through every process, it is some purification and it's some promises connected to it. Trust me. So through this process that we all are going through, it is some promises that are here, ready to be delivered. And it's some purifications, that purgings that have to happen through the process. But trust and believe, everything is here waiting to assist you. Everything is here that you need for this process. Everything is already in the inside of you. Everything. You are already cultivated package. The Lord just needs us to do our job to go inward so that he can be able, it's like he's a conduit. He allows the power to come forth. It's like the garbage stuff come in, it goes through him, and then now he's able to shoot you through, like it's an exchange. He changes like the vibration of it all. So allow God to really cultivate you into the person that he's designed you to be. A lot of the images that we have in our head, allow him to show you what he really has for you in this season. Assess the areas of your life that need structure and systems in place so that you can start really maximizing your intellectual property. Allow yourself to be in an environment that cultivates growth, that cultivates advancement, and that cultivates thinking outside the box. If you are doing what everyone is doing, you are off. So these are some of the things that you want to position yourself to know and have in your mind during this space. This is the moment where you get to decide throughout the process how you move forward for not just yourselves, but the rest of the generations to come. This is the moment where it really starts to separate what's really like what the X from the Y. This is the moment where it's your responsibility for those that have an ear to hear to make the moves based on what we analyze in our lives that was not working for us, that needed structure and systems in place, and that needed a routine. This is the moment when you decide, like what areas, what am I working with? Do I have X and Y and I don't think I'm worth Z? Or like, let's figure out, or do I have a lot of Z stuff going on and not enough X and Y? What areas are missing some attention? What areas you see are gaps, and it can allow you to leak out the abundance that's coming in this hour? What areas in your life need to be assessed? If it's my health, okay, maybe I need to eat better during this process. Maybe I need to get on a simple routine since I had an opportunity to really pay attention to all three of my meals. Maybe I need to work on drinking water. Maybe I need to just walk for 30 minutes. Maybe I need to wake up earlier. Maybe I need to read the couple books that are in areas that I've been really wanting to work on. Like, let's be creative. If I'm in business, what is working for my infrastructure? What's working and what's not working? Where do I want to be? Who do I want to connect with? Like, this is the time where you assess what's working for you and what's not working for you based on where you know God is taking you. But it requires you to have very realistic assessments that are very humbling, but they're necessary to get to the root of what's keeping me stuck. This is the moment where you decide if you're going to stay living where you are, you want more, or you are willing to do the work to receive the unknown. Because everything, if you can do it out of your own reach, God ain't in it. If I can do it based on what's in my bank account, if I can do it based on what's in my savings, if I can do it based on different things in my portfolio, then God is not in there. It doesn't need God. God is waiting on us to put ourselves in position to only deal with the things that we know we can't do on our own. I can't even buy it if I wanted to. It's so much. That's when he shows the miraculous. If you already got it, baby, you don't need him. If you are trusting him for something that you already have enough for on your own, then where does he exist? It's no miracle in that. He wants to do miracles. So ask him for what you think is just too big. Position yourself for things that you know is way out of reach. If you're not scared like the first day of school, that's not the zone. It must make you so uncomfortable till it's just like overwhelming. There's where he lies. When he says, now I can start showing you what I got for you. Now I can work some things out because you knew you couldn't have got here on your own. God bless you all, my service-based people. We are all in this together. I'm praying for you. Listen, at the end of the day, you are no stranger to creativity. Pull out your superpower creativity. Start really getting clear on what makes you different, what services you offer that can solve a problem and create solutions, and you can be reimbursed for that with your exchange, right? When you create a solution, when you are the aspirin to a pain, it's an exchange done. It's simple exchange. We just need to be figuring out and assessing what are the unique things that I offer that is creating a solution in the world. And then you work on creating structure and systems in place for that. During this time, what all money are you leaving on the table? What areas are you not investing in? What budgets do you need to set forth and put in place? Like, I never thought I would have ever got to the point that I started talking about budgets, but it's real. Like, I've seen the friends that go to like that are really financially free, and that's what money is to me. It's not about money, it's about freedom to be. I can't help anybody if I have nothing to help them with. It requires funds, and I want to help so many people change their lives, and a lot of that's going to require a lot of funds. That's why I'm trusting God for the miraculous, so that I can be of assistance to his people. So God bless you. Have an amazing day, service-based beauties and sirs, kings and queens. Be creative. Think outside the box. If you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're off. Let God show you what makes you special, and start really putting time for yourself to really cultivate the life that you want to live. What does that look like? What will it take to make that a reality? And start making the proper steps to move forward to attain that. Have an amazing day. I'm Nekia Foxx from the Transformation Place. I hope that gave some type of insight about something throughout this conversation, because we are all in this together. You have everything you need for this process. God bless you. Be ready to receive. Everything